Hey, it's Mike here. We've got a busy 3 days planned. We're gonna fill water troughs, weld a gate, and tear down an old outdoor pavilion. Welcome to the Hard Labor Ranch. First thing in the morning, we're headed to town to pick up some feed for the sheep, and then we'll get started on our projects. All right, just left the feed store. Got some alfalfa for the axis steer and some supplemental feed for the sheep. We thought we'd need a round bale, but got some rain in the last couple of weeks and it's turning green, so we passed on the round bale. Here we are at the Shell station, and these ladies are making fresh breakfast tacos and tortillas.
Oh, that's sweet
just for us.
You.
Pulled back in the gate and happen to have some of the sheep right here, so I'll give them a little treat. Have about 15 sheep right now. At one point we had 50, but we had to sell a lot of them due to the drought. You can see how bad it looks out here still. So the neighbor gave us a call and asked for some help unloading the deer stand, so we're headed there with the skid steer. We're gonna help them do that. So next on our agenda this weekend is I've got to fix my gate. It's been bugging me for years. When I welded it up, I measured wrong and cut a little bit too short, so I've built another one, and I have to remove this one. So I'm going to use this battery pack to cut off my welds for the electric gate opener. It's getting hot out here, so I have my cowboy hat on, and you can tell I'm a real cowboy by my loafers. So I just knocked the bar off for the gate opener. Now I've got to cut one of the hinges off, just one to make it easy on myself. I'm going to cut the bottom hinge off, and then we'll just pull the gate off on the top. Over the years, I've started more fires with my grinder than my welder. You got to be real careful when you're grinding. Luckily, we've had some rain and it's green. Got the old hinge almost out. D-U-N. Done. Got it pulled out. Got the old gate out, gonna put the new gate in. Here at Hard Labor Ranch, we work hard, but we eat good. Fixing to put some poke ribs on the big green egg. I've got some pecan wood over lump charcoal. Soaked the pecan for about 2 hours. I've seasoned the ribs for 2 days, and now they're going on the grill for quite a few hours. Here we go. We're gonna put them at about 250, 260 for about 4 hours. Getting ready to finish welding on the replacement gate, and my welder won't run. It'll run with starting fluid, but it won't keep running. I'm gonna change the fuel pump real quick. All right, so I just finished putting in the new fuel pump. I'm gonna give it a squirt of starting fluid to get it drawing up fuel, and let's see what happens. Well, we celebrated too early. Turned it off and it died out, won't start again. We'll see what's happening here. So we've had our ranch for 19 years this summer, and it's always something when we come out here. That's why I try to keep 2 of everything in stock. I just put a second fuel pump on it, and it still won't run. It's not drawing fuel. So I took the line off the pulse for the fuel pump, and oil squirting up in there. I know it has a bad head gasket because it burns oil when it runs. So it looks like I'm gonna have to replace the head gaskets to get this thing running again. I want to say it's a 95 or a 96. We bought it about 10 years ago for $900. I got my money out of it. Maybe I just need another one. I've built all kinds of stuff with this. Gates, fences, about 1,500 feet of fence on around the house here, and also around the perimeter of my place. I got my money's worth. I'm not complaining. So our neighbor just bought him a cracker box welder off Temu, and we're going to see if it doesn't have enough amps, or if it will have enough amps to at least allow me to finish welding my cattle panel on my gate. The welder may be broken, but our ribs are looking tasty. Yeah, something's going right today. It's poke ribs. All right, so here we have a little Amazon welder. Nobody would ever believe it works, but it is working, welding the cattle panel to the beam. Does it run?
Of course, now I can't get a hold of the stick.
So here we are, it's about 5 hours later. The green eggs kept the temp right where we wanted it to be, right at about 250, 275 the whole time. We wrapped them earlier, but now it's time to take them off. Look at that. Take a look at these ribs coming unwrapped. They sure smell good. Let's take them to the table and chop them up. Thanks to Uncle Fred for the massive Kulina knife. Let's see how it does. I think we're good to go. Look at that. Rudy's better look out. Had a long day at hard labor. We've had some wins and had some hiccups. Gonna have a nice little pour and enjoy it and start another day over again tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. It's demo day. Our goal today is to pull down our 25-year-old wood pavilion. We're gonna replace it with a outdoor pavilion built on a concrete slab. Over the years, we've had baby foxes, raccoons, ringtails, and even some snakes living under here. So no telling what we'll have when we pull the decking up. Our first job is to remove the electrical. That's the last piece of electrical we're going to pull down. Now we're going to cut out these posts that we had the swing on. I'm going to try to use a Sawzall for it. I don't know if that'll work. If not, I'll get the chainsaw out. Then we're going to cut out some pieces of the floor right here and pull those off because I want to get my skid steer in here so I can save this centerpiece if possible. Let's see what happens. Time out. Well, there's one of those hiccups. Blade came out. So the saw's like, it's over 30 years old. It's on its last leg, kind of like the welder. I try and keep this stuff as long as possible. Sooner or later, you gotta replace it though. I get a few more cuts out of it. All right, we're back in the saddle again. These cut off, then we'll take this section out. I'm trying to cut around these posts so this whole thing doesn't tumble over when we take this floor out.
Now it's off.
All right, so we're making progress. We got part of the deck out where we could pull the skid steer in. We didn't knock it over on ourselves, but it's definitely leaning. Very scary. You can really see how rotted it is now. What we're going to do is we're going to put the forks on the bucket and pick this up and save this middle piece. We're going to make a sheep shelter out of it. So that'll be our next step. Then we saved part of the floor, the deck that we could. We're going to put that behind our barn and set our implements on that to keep them up out of the dirt and the mud. Probably get another piece off the other side. Okay, so we're getting ready to take this top piece off. Taylor's going to support the top. I'm going to cut these beams off. Then we're going to cut this and see if we can't get it out of here. Amen. All right, going up just a little bit. All right, stay right there. I'm gonna cut these off so if it falls, it doesn't fall into the house. Lost my blade again. I can see my operators paying attention in there. That's a safety deal. Two more to go. Okay, here we go. One to go, and up she goes. Timber. All right, pick it up a little bit. Straight up. Okay, you got it. You got it. Hold on. It's all you. Okay, start turning that that way. Okay, go on back. Go on back. Take it out to the road there. Well, we tore up the grass a little, but we got the roof down and nobody is hurt at this point. There we go. Boy, that looks sad. That looks sad right there. Let's put it over there. perfect. Oh, I had a piece of wood I was holding on. Perfect. We got it moved safely off there and ready to repurpose. And now we can finish tearing down the old deck. We're gonna start hauling some of the scrap off. We're gonna put it right on the bucket with the forks, and then Taylor will drive it down to the burn pile. All right, so we're ready to pull these poles out. I have all of them cut. Taylor's got the red rooter, cedar remover, hooked up to the machine, and he's gonna pull up and he's just gonna lift them straight out of the ground. He's never used it before, so I'm gonna have to tell him how to do it, I think. We'll see. Come on, there you go, squeeze it. Now pull it straight up. Problem solved. Take it over there and dump it somewhere, then come back and get another. That's a back saver right there. Go. We haven't had much rain out here in months, and now we're working on our project, and here we're starting to battle a storm. The wind's picking up, and it looks like it's coming our way. I'll be happy for the rain, but I'd sure like to finish this. Better get after it. Well, it's day number 3 at the ranch. We're making some progress. We got this cleaned up. We thought we'd have it all done yesterday, but we got a storm with some rain and some hail, and then it got dark on us, but we just finished it up as far as we're gonna go right now. But we're starting to have one of those days. You know, whenever you're way out here, things always seem to happen. Check out the front door. We went to lock the door and the whole tumbler came out on our key. That's gonna be interesting. And then we were filling water troughs, and I found one of my up and coming rams. I don't think he's gonna make it. This is our last day here. We got a couple chores to do before we head home. Right now I'm heading out to fill some remote water troughs. So this is our last water tank to fill up. We have 5 remote locations. I forgot to film the other ones, and plus I had to get back and get some more water. Very time consuming, but in my opinion, worth it. Built this tank out of a 500-gallon propane tank. It's got a float on the other side. Got 2 275-gallon totes and a trash pump I bought from Northern Tool probably 15 years ago. Works very well. This hose has more holes in it than Swiss cheese from dragging it through the cactus, but it still works. So this is my adapter for the tank. Just set it over there. Set it over the fence. That's my adapter for the tank. Of course, it's built out of PVC, makes it real easy. This thing's built on a skid so we can drag it anywhere. We put the sheep up here during deer hunting season so they don't steal all of our corn. Go ahead. This one you can run wide open. That pipe cracked.
Yeah, your pipe.
Just another one of those things. Oh, it's full. Well, that was a wasted trip up here. I didn't realize it was still so full. Most of my other troughs were down, but oh well, now we know it's topped off. So we're taking a drive through the property, glance over and find a matching set of sheds. What's the odds of that? Not big, but pretty cool. All right, we had a heck of a week at the ranch. Got a lot of things done, including screwing my door shut. There's always more to do. We'll see you next time.